Hey guys, back with another video. This is going to be a three-part iPhone related extravaganza. I'm going to have three basic parts to this video. As you can see here, I got the iPhone 6. The first part of this video is going to be the iPhone 6 unboxing. The second part is going to be a story about my purchase experience buying the iPhone 6. And the third part is going to be my initial impressions. The unboxing is going to be kind of a pseudo unboxing because I have been pretty darn busy these past few days and I have not had time to make a video. I actually got this phone 2 days ago. So I've been using it, I'm pretty familiar with it now. Yeah, so this unboxing is not going to be 100% legit, but I figured I'd do it anyway because I know you guys, for whatever reason, like my unboxing videos. Thank you guys, love you guys, but yeah, so before I get into anything else, let's just go ahead and start with the unboxing. So, here's the iPhone 6 packaging. I got the 16 gigabyte Space Gray. This is the T-Mobile GSM unlocked version, so that is cool. As you can see, standard iPhone boxing, which is excellent, but one thing that stood out to me is there's no graphic on the front anymore. They kind of simplified the box here. Pretty much every other iPhone box has had a graphic of the phone on the front. That's kind of interesting. They also don't say iPhone 6, it just says iPhone now. So I guess they're trying to kind of simplify the box a little bit. But yeah, as you can see, 16 gig. I could not afford to get the 64 gig, unfortunately, but I think I'll be, well, I know I'm doing just fine with 16 gigs. As you can see, there's all the good stuff about the phone. Without further ado, let's go ahead and open up the box. You guys have seen iPhone unboxings before, I'm sure, because I've made one or two at least. So, as you can see, that vacuum seal, you pull the box off. There's nothing on the inside. That's kind of interesting, but yeah, as you can see, here is the iPhone 6, and I've carefully tried to reapply the plastic, but it's just like a screen protector. Once you take it off, it's useless. You can never put it on back perfectly again. But anyway, let me go ahead and pull the iPhone out, and we'll get to that in a second. Let's go through the other box. You can see we have, the tray, which actually has a cutout for the protruding camera, which I found kind of interesting. Obviously, we get our literature, but this is kind of interesting because instead of getting a nice colorful guide now, you just get one little card with a black and white drawing of the phone, and it basically tells you to go to apple.com to learn about the phone. Which is kind of interesting. They've very slimmed down the packaging here. And of course you get your lovely Apple stickers. That's always nice to see. So yeah, no SIM ejection tool, which I found kind of funny because this is the GSM unlocked version, so thank you. Thanks, Apple. In here, I do not have the lightning cable in here. Sorry about that. It's actually over there. But we get a new pair of earpods and another wall wart, which I have plenty of these too, so I'm just going to leave these in here. So yeah, that is pretty much it for the unboxing there. The box is, just like pretty much every other iPhone unboxing, but let's go ahead and take a look at the actual main attraction here. Here is the iPhone 6. So I'll go ahead and pull off the plastic, which is a little different this time. It's actually not two pieces anymore. It's one big piece that just kind of covers both sides of the phone. So let me go ahead and sandwich that inside the box again. But here you can see, and I'm sorry about my subpar lighting, I tried, but yeah, you can see the Apple iPhone 6. So yeah, I'm basically going to kind of do a little recollection about my first thoughts when I unboxed it. I was very, very excited. I'm not, I'm kind of tired today, so that's why I'm not jumping with joy, but I would have been had I unboxed this phone on the day I got it. The build quality, obviously, really nice. And yeah, there's the iPhone. I guess I'll go ahead and boot it up. So, yep, it's running 8.1.1 already. So, yeah, I guess this officially ends the actual unboxing portion of this video. Which, yeah, now we're going to move on to the story. The story on my horrible purchase experience with this phone. So, I'll try to make this as quick as possible, but you guys know how that goes around here. So, yeah, basically, my initial plan was to buy the phone via an equipment installment plan on T-Mobile. So I could do monthly payments because You know, while I actually do have the money to buy the phone up front, spending $700 on a phone at one time is really hard to swallow unless I have some sort of backup plan. So yeah, that was my plan. This is text from my mom. Great. What was I saying? Yes, like I said, the plan was to do EIP. So I ordered a phone through T-Mobile. Bam, here we are 2 weeks later, the phone's still on back order. So I get tired of waiting. I cancel my order with T-Mobile because I heard that the Apple Store does finance or do EIP through T-Mobile at the Apple Store. So I checked apple.com, I went on apple.com and actually checked stock for this phone, and it turns out that they actually did have the phone in stock. So I said, okay, great. So I called T-Mobile, I canceled my order, and yeah, that is that. Then I proceeded to go to the Apple Store. Oh, actually, no. I called Apple first. I called the store to make sure that they actually did do T-Mobile EIP before I drove all the way over there for nothing. They said they did, and I was happy about that, so I drove all the way over there. And long story short, they don't do EIP. Now, this seems to be a controversial topic with Apple stores because some stores say they do it, some stores don't know anything about it. My store had no idea how to do the EIP through the T-Mobile. So I was kind of screwed at that point. So basically, long story short, I got fed up with waiting for this phone and I bought it outright for $700. Now you could say that I'm insane for doing that. Yes, technology is very expensive, but I really, really, really wanted this phone. So that is what I ended up doing. I ended up paying the full price at the Apple Store for the unlocked T-Mobile version of the phone. And here we are today. Here's the iPhone. And I can say that while my purchase was very expensive and the process for purchasing this was quite annoying, I know that the iPhone 6 is heavily sought after by pretty much everyone. Everyone you know wants one. I mean, really. So I can understand why they can't keep up with stock, especially at T-Mobile. So yeah, I understand. I'm not mad anymore, but yeah, here is the iPhone 6, and I can say that I've been using it for the past couple of days, and this is a fantastic phone. This officially starts part 3 of the video, by the way. These are my actual impressions from using the phone. Let me just go ahead and unlock my Touch ID here, and as you can see, the iPhone has grown in size from a 4-inch Retina display to a 4.7-inch Retina display. Now that does not seem like a whole lot on paper, but trust me, this completely changes the iPhone experience. No longer do I have to deal with a small screen. You can see so much information at one time. Let me see if I can pull up a Chrome document here. So yeah, as you can see, I searched for the iPhone 6. As you can see a lot more on screen. I unfortunately don't have another iPhone with a smaller screen to go ahead and compare to, but basically the big screen is awesome. And even though there are no, you know, fancy widgets and whatever, the screen is very, very beneficial for pretty much everything you do. So I'm very happy with that. The build quality, obviously, nothing. You can't expect any better from Apple. They do a fantastic job. There have been reports of this phone having a couple of manufacturing issues. The first one being the front-facing camera. People have been complaining about it being misaligned and there being a white spot because it isn't aligned up with the hole. Fortunately, my camera is perfect. There's nothing wrong with it. It's perfectly straight and good. The second problem people were reporting was that this iPhone text on the back was crooked. As you can see, that's pretty damn straight. I don't see any problems with that. Very happy with that. My iPhone is not defective in any way, shape, or form, which is great. Now let's get back. Let's go ahead and go over the 2 design decisions I don't like about this phone. I'll probably go over this again in my full review, so I'll try to make it quick, and I've probably said it in a video in the past. But anyway, the antenna bands, like, they could have thinned these out, or at the very least blended them with the phone better. These just look kind of ugly in my opinion. Now the space gray model is by far the best looking model. The antenna bands blend in with the color of the phone much better than the silver or the gold model. I know because my mom has a gold iPhone 6 and they with the white antenna bands on the gold, I just really don't like how that looks. I think it looks very tacky on a otherwise beautiful phone. The second thing I don't like is the protruding camera. Like, I mean, come on, they could have done better. Like, what is this? It's the camera sticks out of the body. Again, both of these are, you know, both of these issues are very small, because you can just slap a case on the phone and bam, problem solved. So I'm not complaining too much about that. The phone, the actual ergonomics, the phone is very nice to hold in the hand, but as you can see, I almost dropped the damn thing. It's very slippery, and that's because of these extremely rounded corners. It's easy to drop without a case, so I seriously recommend getting a case for this, as I did, which I will show later in the video. But yeah, this phone, while it will probably hold up to everyday use without a case, I personally don't feel comfortable doing that, especially with this protruded camera. Even though it's covered with a sapphire lens, I don't feel like taking the chance. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. This phone is impossibly thin. I mean, I can go ahead and take my Galaxy S5 over here and we'll go ahead and compare. As you can see, the iPhone 6 is about as thick as the silver part of the Galaxy S5. Well, maybe a little bit thicker, but yeah, it's thinner than the Galaxy S5, and I thought the Galaxy S5 was a pretty damn thin phone. It is thinner. In terms of size, it's almost the same. It's a little smaller, as you can see here, but when you put a case on it, it's exactly the same size as the S5. So my adjustment period was null and void. I didn't really have an adjustment period. By the way, we'll get to this in a second. Actually, let me go ahead and interject. Because I had to buy this phone for $700, I have to sell the S5 now. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I want to keep this phone. I still like this phone, but I need to pay myself back. I mean, I'm pretty much broke right now. So that's just a little interjection about the S5. But otherwise, the phone is very nice hardware-wise. I really like this curved glass. That's one of my favorite features, actually, because when you're swiping across the screen, it just feels completely natural. And yeah, it's awesome. It looks good, it feels good, very nice. So let me go ahead and show the software experience. As you can see, we're running iOS 8.1.1. I have T-Mobile, obviously, as seen here. We're at 45%. I'll get into the battery life a little bit. Again, I don't really want to make this video way too in-depth because I want to do a full review of this phone. But yeah, the screen so far, from what I can gather, is freaking beautiful. I heard Apple did something where they took the screen and they made it closer to the actual glass, so it feels like you're touching the screen. Doesn't feel like there's a glass panel in between. The screen is beautiful. It gets really bright, really nice colors. It gets an A+ for me. So go ahead and show my general about. As you can see a whole lot at one point. So, yep, here you go. As you can see, this is the storage situation. I have 4 GB available. I have 35 apps, 130 photos. That is strange. I do not remember having that many photos, but let's go into the detailed, thing here. Maybe someone spammed my photo camera, who knows. But as you can see, I've used 8 gigs, I have 4 gigs free. And as you can see, I was able to install a really big racing game and still have, a good amount of space left. I did compress my music a little bit using iTunes. I compressed it down to 128 kilobytes AAC to save space, but you can't really notice the difference with regular headphones, and it saves me a lot of space, so I did it. As you can see here, I have a bunch of other apps, as you can see here, and like I said, I have everything I need on this phone, and I still have 4 gigs free. So yeah, at least for me, the storage is a non-issue. Moving on to the battery life, because I figured it's appropriate, I'm at 45%. I have 3.5 hours of screen time. That's pretty awesome. I'm really happy with that. As you can see, I've been gaming a little bit, Facebook, Messenger, the other things. So battery life on this phone, really good from what I'm seeing so far. Again, I need to do the full review and I need to use this phone longer, but my S5 would have been dead at 3 hours and 30 minutes screen on time, no problem. So yeah, very happy. So in fear of making this video way too in depth, I kind of want to stop around here, but as you can see, it's unlocked because there's a carry selection menu, that kind of thing. So yeah, I'm very happy to have an unlocked phone. So yeah, that is basically it. I don't really want to make this way too in-depth because, you know, I want to do like I said, I want to do a full review of this phone. By the way, before I go, here's the case I got. I got the Spigen Slim Armor for the iPhone 6, and I'll go ahead and I guess I'll drop it in there because, yeah, I'm going to do that anyway, because when I first got this phone, the first thing I did was get a case for it. I actually got the case a day before I got the phone. I bought this on Amazon. But anyway, I just want to go ahead and drop this case on this phone. As you can see, it's a little tricky to fit, but once you get it right, yep, there it is. So there you go. This is my case. This ought to protect it. And the funny thing is even with the case on, it's still about as thick, maybe a little thicker than the Galaxy S5. So very cool. And, you know, it looks nice, it protects the phone, I'm happy. So there you go. That is my kind of 3-part video on the iPhone 6. Really loving this phone so far. Expect a full review from me within a few weeks, maybe a month, we'll see. So yeah, that's basically it. I'd like to thank you guys for watching this video. Drop me a line below if you have anything to say about this. And yep, see you guys later.